Hello guys and welcome back to another FPL video. Today I'm going to present to you my early team selection for the upcoming Game Week 30. We have around 2 weeks, yeah, exactly like 2 weeks since I'm recording, but I wanted to showcase to you how I did in Game Week 29, what are my thoughts about the team, and what is going to happen around Game Week 30, what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, if I'm going to do some shenanigans here and there. Everything will be discussed in the next section. If you want support me and show your appreciations, you can click the subscribe button. It will help my channel grow massively. I'm aiming for 5k until the start of next season, so let's see if we can make it earlier. Game Week 29 not gone ideally well, but you're going to see in a second how I did and what I mean by that. So here is how the team did in Game Week 29. I went from 23rd K in the world to 26th. Considering all the things that happened around that week, I would say that this was a victory. So what I mean about what I say, first of all, I took a hit. It's my second hit of the season. I brought in Milenkovic instead of Lewis Hall, and thankfully I did that because Palmer, who you see on my bench right now, went with an injury and he didn't play that week. So me not starting with Milenkovic would have meant that I was going to be on -7 points at the end of the day, because Ho would have got on 0, -4 the hit, and then +11, it's +7 points overall me getting. So I think I did pretty alright in that sense. The other two transfers, Guardio failed, but Fernandez delivered massively. First of all, let's start in goal. I started with Pickford. He conceded a goal, but at the end of the day, he kept 3 saves. And yeah, happy days, 3-pointer. Some of the teams went with clean sheets. A lot of the players went with sales in goal. Me having Pickford not changed a lot, but still at the end of the day, 3 points is 3 points in such a bad week. Moving into defense, Hausen from Bournemouth, he's still so under-delivering under Kerkes, it's not even funny anymore. 1-pointer, they conceded some stupid goals, if I have to say, but at the end of the day, compared to Kerkes did well. Very well. So yeah, Hausen, 1-pointer. Daroshe, this is the first time that he got something back and I got him playing, so I consider myself a little bit lucky here. He got the assist for the final goal, which in hindsight dropped points for my Forest defender, but to everyone else's Forest defenders. And at the end of the day, he got me 3 points with that assist. So yeah, happy days. Increased my rank massively because no one owns O'Shea. So yeah, happy with his performance. Then we move to Milenkovic, my transfer this week in defense. It was the hit that I've taken, 11-pointer goal assist. When I've seen it, I was like, what the hell did I make, and why the hell did not I kept on this player? 11 points. I was like, the defense carried my team this week. No, not the defense, but partially it was the defense, especially Milenkovic compared to Eina, Neku Williams, Sales. Milenkovic got some serious returns. Then moving into Guardio, he was a disappointment this week. Hopefully against Leicester he can fight back, but yeah, I don't have to add anything here. Maybe if I didn't take the hit, those 3 points that I would have kept instead of Guardio would have been better. But all jokes aside, if I took out Guardio and brought someone else, it would have been, I don't know, probably someone like Saliba or someone like, that's it, 8 Nuri probably, which at the end of the day would have not paid off apart from Saliba. But yeah, Guardio, 1-pointer. I'm hoping for a better return against Leicester. Gabriel, 5-pointer, received a yellow card which kicked him out of the bonus points, so yeah, clean sheet, but still, if I went with Saliba, Timber, it would have been better. Still, a clean sheet in that week is more than I would have imagined. Then moving into Mbumo, assist against Bournemouth, and yeah, that was it. From a corner kick, and he played alright, but yeah, 6 points. Happy with the performance. Kluivert, disappointing, 2-pointer. Just like Hausen this week, I expected more and they did not deliver. The star of this week is Bruno Fernandes. Sadly, he was my vice captain because I thought to myself, okay, if I do not captain Chris Wood and he scores, he's going to hurt my rank. If I captain Fernandez and he scores, he will boost my rank massively, but is it going to boost him that massively compared to Chris Wood dropping my rank? Probably not, and I decided to go safe. This cost me 15 points by going safe. In that sense, it would have been a nice, beautiful green arrow to 65 points, because at the end of the day I got 54 minus 4. So yeah, instead of 50 points I would have been on 65, and that would have been one hell of a healthy green arrow. But we cannot predict the future, and now it seems like a mistake. But at the end of the day, 17 points into the total tally, dropping my rank with less than 3k places. I think it works out perfectly. Up front, Pedro, stupid yellow card at the beginning of the game, no penalty this time around, so that meant no goal involvement for him. And Chris Wood, from 4 goals from Forest, he decided to have 0. So yeah, I would say that here Chris Wood was basically the disappointment of this week. Milenkovic, Bruno Fernandes, it would have been better. My plan initially was to bring in Marmoush instead of Joao Pedro and keep Neto, but Marmoush did not that well compared to Bruno Fernandes, so the Bruno move was the right move in my eyes. What else I suspected could happen? I expected Hudson-Odoi to deliver more, but it was Elanga this time to deliver. So at the end of the day, I made good transfers, 28 points up on what they returned when you take -4, so 24, and -3 from Neto, so I'm 21 points up by taking a hit and doing my transfers, so I'm pretty happy in that sense. 25 if we add Guardio, as Trent was not playing, so 20, basically half of my points came from the players that I transferred in. So yeah, I think that's a great success, and I think that hopefully my future transfers will bring as much points as possible. Now let's go and see how my team is looking for Gameweek 30, because there now I have dilemmas. Basically my team was picking itself throughout the last couple of the last 10 weeks, but now I will have dilemmas, and let's go and discuss them. So here, starting in goal, this is the only place where we have 0 dilemmas, because there is no such need. Pickford against Liverpool, yes, he's my only keeper that I have at the moment playing. So against Liverpool is not the optimal fixture, but last time around he did okayish. I don't know if away from home they're going to be able to keep it that way, but still Pickford is the keeper that I'll be going for. Of course, this raises a question, should I change him? And the answer is probably not. It's not something optimal to do, but do I care about optimal at the moment? When I'm planning to wildcard soon, possibly not. Is there a possibility I activate the wildcard this week? Yeah, so yeah, this will be one of the reasons if I activate the wildcard. Like, facing Liverpool is not something that I want to have on my card. So at the end of the day, yeah, Liverpool have been struggling the last week. They dropped down of UCL and lost the Carabao Cup final. But after a long rest and only 9 games up until the end of the season, I don't see them keeping the low form. And I think that they will continue go until they win the league. So I think Everton will fall victim to that. But at the end of the day, Pickford is still a great keeper that I'm not too worried of keeping. Cahill on the bench, he's never playing, so he's there as a placeholder. I don't think we need to address that much the keeper, as possibly I'm not doing a transfer there, and I would like to save it if I'm able to do. Moving into defense, this is where the dilemma starts. So starting in goal is going to be Pickford. I spoke about the keeper, sorry. I'm talking about the Gabriel against Fulham, 6.4. I don't think it's much a dilemma here. 6.4 for a defender, I think it's more than enough. The issue here is that I have a very solid defensive line, like Gabriel, Guardio and Hausen. I really like it. Milenkovic is good also at home, even though against Manchester United he's still great to have. O'Shea against Bournemouth, yes, it's not that optimal, so I have 4 defenders to choose here from. If I activate my wildcard here, most probably someone like Munoz will enter the frame, and then I'll have to bench Hausen. So yeah, would I like to get a second Arsenal defender? Quite possibly. So that would mean that I go for something not too interesting to pick there. But yeah, for now, Gabriel against Fulham 6.4, he's not going anywhere. Guardiola against Leicester 6 million, it's not going anywhere. It's the game that I got him from. And Hausen at the moment against Ipswich at home. Of course, if I owned Kerkez, it would have been better, of course. Here we can select options for my wildcard. So I will go Gabriel, Guardiola, those two are a must. Then I will pick someone like Munoz to keep in defense. Then I will get Dan Burn, and then I will get another defender. So Munoz, Guardiola, and Gabriel will start. Burn will be on the bench, and someone like Neco Williams will be on the bench or something like that. So I'll be not worried there, but it all depends on the double ups if we get them before game week 31, if I activate the wild card. If Kerkez by any chance goes to have a double in 33, sorry, he can have it all good there. But yeah, it's all fixtures reliant. To be fair, I'm not overly worried at the moment what's going to happen, because the defensive line is solid. I have Milenkovic to cover, I have Hausen, Guardiola, and Gabriel. I think I'm sorted, and I don't think I'll be looking to activate the wild card if it's due to the defense. I can activate the wild card because I lack Crystal Palace defenders here, and I plan to get at least one. It's very difficult to predict if I'm going to get the keeper because he's cheap, or Munoz because he's great. It's going to be a real 50-50 decision if I make it, but thankfully I don't have to make it yet. We will look at FA Cup fixtures before that happens, and we'll know what will happen for sure. Maybe Fulham go through, maybe Forest go through, maybe probably Villa will go through. So a lot of options on the horizon for now. But yeah, I keep it low-key at that point. Pickford, Gabriel, Guardiola, Hausen. I think it's a great defense for the upcoming week. Probably one clean sheet is not a guarantee against Liverpool, but the other three, I can see my team keeping it, especially as 3 of the fixtures are at home. My sub is playing at home, so I'm pretty happy with the defensive line. So let's see the midfield and if I'm happy or not about it, and what do I plan to do with it. So entering the midfield conversation here, I have a really good team. Bruno Fernandes, Palmer, and Mbeumo, Kluivert, Salah. I think that this midfield is amazing, and it can be slightly improved if Palmer is injured. So let's start with Bruno Forest away. I think Bruno has been in amazing form in the last couple of weeks. I think he has been the best performing player the last 4 weeks in a row if we take them into account. And yeah, whoever got him for that run of fixtures, congratulations, you did well. He's not going anywhere at the moment, if not on a wild card, but even if on a wild card, I plan to maybe keep him. I don't know if the money is going to be enough, but Bruno Fernandes has been detrimental to a lot of my team's success, so for now, he's staying there. Moving next to Palmer, I need to know what the condition on him, and possibly that will be the biggest decision if I wildcard or not, if Palmer is fit. If he's fit, I'll keep him against Spurs. Last time around, he did wonders, and it's a good game to come back, but if he's out and injured, yes, he has 14 days to recover, but if he's injured, I want to move those 11 million out of my side. I don't want to wait anymore. I don't know if that's going to be possible or not, but for now, Spurs at home, I feel like it's an amazing fixture. So at the end of the day, if Palmer is fit, he will stay. Then moving into the other players, Mbeumo now facing Newcastle. I don't know what's going to happen. Newcastle played their final of the season already, and I think that they will aim for top 4, of course, but Brentford will be aiming for a high finish also. So Mbeumo, as per usual, if this is treated as like a top 6 side, he'll be playing as a forward in a 5-3-2 with penalties, with all the set pieces behind his back. So yeah, it's pretty hard to sell Mbeumo, and I have a lot of money invested there. So even if I activate the wildcard, I don't know how I'm going to keep all the players that I want, but Mbeumo is someone that I'm going to regret not having. I can feel it. For now, he remains into the side. Kluivert, then Ipswich at home. I don't think I have to add anything there. He is great, and he will be having a place in my team. Regardless, whatever happens in the FA Cup, etc., Kluivert is cheap penalty taker that I think, yeah, it's Kluivert and Mbeumo, Palmer. That's the level there, and I think they're just a little bit more stronger form going above. But yeah, I think that Ipswich at home, it's an easy fixture to score goals, as Forest have already proven scoring 4 away from home. And then Mohamed Salah, I know that he has been criticized a lot in the last couple of fixtures, but I keep a strong belief in him. Even if I activate the wildcard, Salah will remain into the squad. 13.7 million, I know it's a lot, but I already invested those money and he's not going to go anywhere. Now, if I activate the wildcard, I don't know how to approach it here. Possibly I would keep Salah. Possibly Kluivert will remain, but I want an expensive forward, and you know that I want Haaland up front. There are rumors that Saka is coming back, but he's coming around the 8th of April, which sadly for me is around game week 32. And if he plays against Real Madrid in the Champions League, is he playing in the Prem, which they have might lost already? I don't think he is, so yeah, might not even get Saka. The issue here is that the fixtures are coming so fast, one after another, before double game week 33 that we're going to have. So I don't think anyone is as nailed as it gets. For example, if I want to get City players and let's say I get Marmoush up front or Foden in midfield, are they going to play game week 32, game week 33, and then play the FA Cup semi-final? I really don't think so. So moving into that direction and into that sense, I really do believe that it's going to be very hard for things to happen. But it's still fixtures and we still don't know anything about it. For example, if we go like Fulham players, if they take out Palace, what's going to happen? Robinson last time around he was benched. Am I picking him? Probably I'll pick Leno and just forget about their defense. I don't know. I'll be lost, literally lost of what to choose and who to choose, because they may get benched and doubling upon their players may not get anything back into my team. So I need to be careful with everything that I make. But yeah, someone from Palace, someone from Newcastle, a lot of players left, right and center will be joining the frame. Eventually maybe Jack Murphy is possible to join, maybe someone like Sar, because they're cheap enablers and I can spread the money elsewhere and have some money in the bank and in the reserve to keep them. Of course there is plenty of time. Let's see how the international break goes, because if there is a major injury, a lot of things can change and a lot of things can just be scratched out. That's why this is my first team selection. It's nothing final, it's just laying out my thoughts and saying to you what I believe about it. Now let's go and see how the attack looks and what I think about my team. Finally, my team ends up on the forward line. The captain here is going to be Salah. I don't think I'm going to change it even if I get Haaland on a wild card. But yeah, up front is going to be Isaac and Wood. 2 home fixtures. I have Pedro as the third option. Of course, he'll be first if time comes, but at the end of the day, I really do believe that my front line is okay, especially if Pedro is benched that week. But I'm missing an obvious player here, and that player is Mateta. We'll know if he plays on the FA Cup fixture, because it happens before game week 30 starts. So we'll know if he's back from injury. We'll have players traveling to Sweden, New Zealand, and Brazil representing their team, so a lot of injuries can happen. And Mbumo going to Africa, Bruno going to Portugal, Palmer is not going anywhere. I don't know if Kluivert is going, possibly not. Salah is going to Egypt, Hausen is called, Gvardio is, Gabriel is, Pickford is, then Milenkovic is, Daroche is. So yeah, my team apart from Kluivert and Cahill, I think they're all international players, and I think that a lot of injuries can occur, and me having those players in at the moment, I'm pretty happy. But if 1 or 2 injuries just appear, I'm done with it and I'm activating the wildcard. It will all depend on Palmer, because I don't want to waste transfer and I want to save my transfer and I want to move the money around. Then I will target Leicester, I will target Southampton with players like Haaland, Mateta, Munoz, sorry, maybe Henderson. I don't know if it's Henderson or Munoz. If I go cheap like Sar and Murphy, I might go Munoz, because he's the more expensive and the most dangerous player that they own. Then I will have to pick keepers, someone who plays left, right and center. I don't know. But one thing I know is that I want to save some transfers in order to move to game week 33 with possible changes, because stack it up, for example, with Newcastle players left, right and center, and then swap them around. Maybe go with only 2 Newcastle players will be the move, because then I want to take them out and include the teams that have a double up, which I don't know for certainty who is going to have that double up. So a lot of things can happen, but saving the transfers is going to be the job that I do. Being with a wild card or just keeping a team and maybe taking some rank drop in order to gain it fastly up. Maybe that will happen. I don't know. The captain this week, it was kind of obvious. I always was going to go Salah. I still believe in him. He's still so highly owned, and whatever he does will hurt me if he's not my captain. Who will survive on a wild card? Guardiola, Gabriel will, Salah will, possibly, no, for sure Isaac will, and all the rest are not certain. So if I activate the wildcard, it's only 4 players that I keep. Let's see how the FA Cup fixtures go, of course. We'll see firstly the international break. That's the most important part, because those injuries can stack up more and more and more. So for now, let's keep it that way. Let's not overthink it, but yeah, I give you some food for thought, and you can leave down in the comment section what do you believe about my team. Do I need to activate any chip, or is it good enough for game week 30? And then just seeing what happens in 31, 32. Maybe I activate it directly in 32 and not use a chip there and use it in 33. I plan probably to use the triple captain if that arises, because I want to use it on Haaland, which would mean that in 36 I will have to activate the bench boost. So in theory, I don't have to prepare a team for game week 33 with 11 players. With 15 players, I'll have to stack it up for 36. But yeah, if that's going to happen, that's the risky strategy. I don't know. The safer is Isaac 32, triple captain, bench boost, and free hit in 34. And we're all complete, but that's just the boring strategy. I may want to go a little bit differential with the triple captain in 33. Or if the bench boost is better in 33, do it that way. I don't know. I have to see who is having a double ups. It will all matter on that, because Europe sides that play in Europe, like Arsenal, if they have a double up, like Villa, if they have a double up, they will be moved in 33, so I can stack it up there. Yeah, a lot of unknowns and uncertainties, but let's see how it goes, and we'll be prepared for all. If you want to follow my updates, just subscribe to the channel. You'll be notified immediately when I upload content if you turn on notifications on, so that's very important also. And don't forget to leave down a comment what you think about it. Once again, a special shout out to all the members of the channel. Seth Foreign, now with 35 gifted, Zach, Oscar Pascauster with 56 gifted, Hem, and Mitrushua with a new subscription. Thanks so much for becoming members of the channel. It means the world to me. If you guys want to become members, there is a quick link in the description. If you cannot afford it or you don't want to spend money, just click the subscribe button. It helps me very, very much also on the grind for going up. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that this was a little bit informative for you, and I hope to see you soon with more FPL and UCL fantasy content. But for now, guys, I'll be heading out. Bye.